Welcome to the Garage Audit. Today, we just pulled the bus up to the BAYS in O'Fallon, Missouri. Our friend Jeremy has been working on the concept and getting it up and running for about 2 years now and has recently moved into the place. But at the same time, construction delays have happened. He was supposed to be opening this weekend, but unfortunately, not even close. He'll be opening shortly though. We're going to go in, we're going to take a look. It's under construction, so just warning you there. We're going to see what happens in the background, what it looks like before, and when they do the grand opening, you'll see what it looks like. Let's take a look. Let's go inside, see if we can find Jeremy. Jeremy.
Yvan.
How are you today?
Well, how about yourself, sir?
Excellent. So, still a construction site from what I can see.
Yes, there's still a lot of construction going on here,
Yeah,
but it's underway
yeah,
and it's moving very quickly.
excellent.
So a lot to do,
So, walk us through where people are going to come in, where they're going to leave.
Yeah. All right, so let me explain to you a little bit, Yvan, what's going on here. So this is the base.
Yes.
Okay. On this side of the house, we're going to have our wash bays, our self-service wash bays.
Yeah,
We'll have very similar to like what you've seen in our Chicago stores,
right.
Romeoville and Wheeling. We're going to have your self-service wash bay set up, nice workbench, 3-bucket system, foam cannons, power washer, hose reel, the whole thing, right?
Yes.
Basically, everything you need to self-service wash your vehicle
Okay.
will be on this side of the house.
Yeah.
One other thing that we are doing a little bit differently here is we've got hot water.
Oh,
So
nice. Yeah.
Hot water will be available to you to wash and detail your vehicle with. So that'll be one benefit and one of our amenities. So we're really excited for that change and kind of what we're doing. So this side of the house, wash bays.
Right.
This side of the house, once all the debris is gone,
Yes.
that will be our 4 detail bays.
Okay.
So we will have shop vacs, workbenches, compressed air, just again, all the tools that you need to be able to really detail the interior of your car effectively. So overall concept, you come in our main door, you wash. When you're done washing, we're going to back you up and put you into a detail bay.
Yes.
You finish drying off your vehicle there, you detail the interior, and then next thing you know, when you're done, you can leave out this door that you guys walked in.
Excellent. Now, I noticed that the floor is slanting a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing for water? Because the way it is now, if someone were washing this truck here, that person would have their feet wet.
So the one thing we are going to do to make sure feet are not wet is race deck flooring.
Okay.
So we're adding race deck flooring throughout the entire space with the exception of the drive lane when you come in. But we'll have race deck flooring on both sides. That way, dry feet, all your water's traveling underneath you. And then over on this side, for our wash bays in particular, we're actually doing something brand new.
Okay.
We're doing an above ground car washing containment system.
Okay.
That way we can make sure all the water is properly captured
and
recycled and, clean, oil water separator concept. We're going to have all of that. That way everything is contained and it's meeting all the proper standards. And again, most importantly, no wet feet.
Excellent. Yeah, that's good. I see you've got new air conditioners on the roof.
Yes, that's a great call. So one of the big benefits of the bays is temperature control.
Right.
So we've got 2 brand new AC units. We also have heat in the winter. So feel free to come in all year round. But more importantly, when it's really hot or it's really cold, it's always going to be just right in here.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have all of the heat, the AC, everything you need, and we'll keep you inside and out of the elements when you get to wash. And
excellent. But on a nice day, open the doors.
Absolutely, yeah. We hope to be able to utilize these doors to open them up. One, get some fresh air flowing, but also two, when we have events and things like that, we want to open up the doors, let people come through, check out what we're doing.
Yeah.
We look to have vendor days. Have you guys come back through, help us do some training classes and things like that.
Right.
And just be able to open up this space so people can use it.
Excellent. Now, every BAYS has a little retail store.
Yes.
Where's that?
Let me.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you want to walk back there?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
So being a construction site, we got some glass doors. There's probably something happening with those.
Yep, those glass doors are actually going to go in our retail space. This will be one of the main entrances from our retail space out to the bays.
Good.
We've got some glass doors. That way you can see what's going on in both sides of the house.
Excellent.
So yeah, watch your step, all kinds of stuff over here. But what's happening back here is this is going to be our equipment room. So I took a cue from Yvan. He told me it's really important to try to keep all your equipment contained, quiet, and just out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
So we've got a custom built equipment room. We will have our above ground containment system here.
Yeah.
Air compressor, hot water heater, all of that will be housed in this equipment room.
Okay.
Here.
So nice and quiet for the users.
Yep.
All they hear out here is the rush of the water coming out of the pressure washer, but nothing else.
Yeah.
Good.
You got it.
Excellent. How old is the building?
The building was built in 1980.
Okay, so relatively new.
Relatively new.
Yeah, it's not an old building.
I like to think I'm relatively new as well.
Okay, yeah.
In 81. So
okay, For me, 80. My first house was built in the 1700s, so
this
is a new house. This is a new building.
Oh,
but yeah,
goodness.
you've got a nice high ceiling. Now, one thing I noticed, the doors, face-to-face doors, so you can drive through.
Yes.
But also, they're big enough that I could fit my bus in here.
Yes, I do think your bus could fit right in here.
Yeah, easily.
That's one of the really great things about this space is with having these very, very large doors and having 4 of them for that matter, we will be able to accommodate a large bus,
right?
A boat, RV.
Yeah, you're close to Lake St. Louis here?
We are. So we're in O'Fallon, and our neighboring city is Lake St. Louis. So hence the name, it has a lake.
Yeah.
So we do anticipate seeing some boats come through here. There's a camping world right down the road, so pretty popular for RVs and things like that. And we anticipate being able to capture some of that market as well. So no matter how big or how small, this space here, the way it's configured and with the large garage doors, we can accommodate.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's great. Now, you mentioned those glass doors. They're going through there. That's your retail space.
Yep. Let's go take a look at retail.
Yeah. What's the square footage of the room here?
So the square footage out here is 4,500 square feet.
Oh, nice size.
Yep. So we've got 4,500 square feet in the bays.
Yeah.
And then we've got about 1,500 square feet in all of our retail area.
Okay.
That includes offices and restrooms and things like that. But collectively speaking, it's 1,500 feet. So this is our retail area. This will need some work, right? Some new flooring, some fresh paint on the walls.
Yep.
Arguably even some drywall in places. We're still working on that. But a lot of construction's going on here for us to really transform this space. We're taking a lot of cues from our existing stores. As you look at Romeoville and Wheeling, you start to see those design elements. A lot of that's going to come into here as well. So, black ceiling, a little bit more of an industrial look. Iron pipe shelving, similar to we see in both stores. Just that same look and feel, black and gray and a nice floor, and just have a ton of product in here, along with some other few things. We're adding something unique called a locker room.
Excellent.
So for someone who doesn't want to bring or lug all of their products and what have you around, guess what?
Yeah.
You can rent a space to put your stuff in the locker room.
So if you drive a Pontiac Solstice, we know a bucket doesn't fit in that. The trunk space on those was an afterthought. But anyways, you can actually come to the bays, have your stuff already here, and be able to detail your car. So
you got it. Yeah.
Now you provide buckets anyways, but if someone wanted to have their own, they don't like the plastic buckets, they want a Yeti bucket.
Sure.
They could bring their own Yeti bucket if they wanted to.
Absolutely. Yeah. The goal really is to try to, with everything we do here, is to try to find those spaces where we can create convenience.
Good.
Right? Getting you out of the elements to wash and detail your car, that's a convenience. Right?
Yes.
Providing, the heat and the AC, or a locker room to store your things, or just even a one-stop shop to buy all your retail product and wash and detail, meet some cool people, see some cool cars.
Yeah.
Those are all, I think, really important conveniences that we're really striving to provide to our customers. So,
great.
Yeah.
Now, you said this is where your counter is going roughly?
Yep.
Okay.
So just high level, what's going on in here is we're going to have a counter here. So our front counter, point of sale, whatever you want to call it, will be here. On this side over here, we're going to do a customer lounge area. That way, if you are in for full service, we've got a place for you to sit and watch TV and be comfortable.
Yes.
Or if you just got done washing and detailing, you just got done buying some products, you're hanging out, guess what? I've got space for you. So we'll do a customer lounge over here, front desk here, and then this way is all retail area. So we'll have all of our chemicals on this side of the house. We're going to have polishing equipment, brushes, towels, everything you need. All the stuff that you can really find on the Car Supplies warehouse. We're going to have access to all of that, and we'll try to have a majority of it here in a brick and mortar location. So all of this entire space, roughly about 800 square feet, just nothing but retail product for all kinds of
cool. Yeah,
fun
and
things.
that's something that's missing in a lot of cities. A place to go buy detailing products where you can physically look at the bottle, feel the brush, feel the wash mitt. Yeah.
Yeah, there's really something to be said, and I think Incredible Suds is a great example. It smells so good, right? There's something to be said about being able to go somewhere, pick it up off the shelf, open the lid, smell it. That smells really good. Let's buy that, right? Because sometimes you're just buying things based upon how it smells, right?
Right.
So being able to come in and have that space where you can pick something up quickly, you can pick it up, shake it, look at it, smell it, whatever you want to do, or go try it out, right out here. That's exactly one of the big benefits of coming to the Bays, for sure.
This is the locker room?
Yep. Locker room will be in here.
Right.
And then in there is just going to be my office, nothing too crazy. This for right now is going to be a backstock room.
Okay.
There's a lot of potential for this room. Some of it's still undecided. We don't know if we want to make it a content creation room. We don't know if we want to expand our customer lounge. But for right now, it's just going to hold a lot of product.
Good.
So this will be an extra storage area.
Yeah.
So really this is our retail space in a nutshell.
So this will be the main door?
Correct. Yep.
And they're coming in off what street?
You're going to come in off of Hoff Road.
Okay.
Which is right off of Highway 70, major highway coming through this neck of the woods. So you would take Highway 70 down to Lake St. Louis Boulevard, hang a quick right, come down about a mile, and you're right here off of Hoff Road. So very easy to get to from the highway, pretty straightforward. A couple turns and you're here.
So someone coming from downtown St. Louis, what's the time?
So someone coming from downtown St. Louis, heading straight on Highway 70, 30 minutes.
Okay, so even though you're in the suburbs, you're close enough.
Exactly. Yeah. And again, with being right by the highway, it's so easy. It's a straight shot.
Right.
So
this block here, bathrooms, I take it?
Yep, we've got some bathrooms on either side of us.
Okay.
This side over here is just 2 restrooms. We're going to work on refreshing those. I will spare you, and I won't show you those now because they're disgusting.
Okay.
But we're going to refresh those. And then on this side over here, you probably noticed the construction.
Yes.
That's coming. That's because we're doing a ADA bathroom. So we wanted to make sure we were compliant in that respects for ADA. So they're reworking that entire bathroom to make sure we're good there. So yeah, multiple bathrooms.
Great.
Yep.
And let's go back out into the main room, and then I'll give you some of my little recommendations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, was the LED lighting here, or did you upgrade to that?
So the LED lighting was here when I came in. I do intend to add some more LED lighting.
Yeah.
We just haven't gotten there yet.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. So in here, more lighting.
Yep.
Obviously, you're going to be extending the sheet metal up on that wall as well.
Yep.
Which is great. What are you doing with the ceiling?
So the ceiling is going to stay the way it is for right now.
Okay.
We had thought about painting it and doing something with it, but to be honest with you, between just trying to budget the cost of everything, of the entire renovation, it just was a little bit out of our reach for right now.
Right.
So we're going to hold on keeping the ceiling the way it is for right now.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. One thing that you could do for the ceiling, and it's relatively low cost, is actually between each one of these beams, just hang fabric. So you hang white fabric, and it could be like a lofted fabric.
Yeah.
That will cut down the sound level a lot. That will absorb a lot of the sound in here.
Okay.
Now you mentioned you have an equipment room over there, but then you mentioned vacuum cleaners over here.
Yes.
That's another thing that could be done is you could have a central vacuum system in there
Okay.
and just have drops here.
Okay.
So what you see at the car wash that they have the free vacs,
Yeah.
but they have an immense central vac, and every time someone opens a drop, the motor accelerates a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
Meaning that if you have one person using it, it's drawing the right amount. If you have 4 people using it, it's drawing the right amount, and there's no noise.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's definitely something I have to keep on my radar because I think that would be a good improvement down the road. And it streamlines it too. It kind of keeps it all contained and streamlined. I like that. I appreciate that recommendation.
And same thing. Like you've got the equipment room in there, so that is great. The bays, when you go to the one in Wheeling, when you go to the one in Romeoville, they have individual pressure washers in each bay. And I don't know if that's the plan here.
It is.
Okay.
It is. Yep.
That's something else I would suggest having an industrial unit put in there.
Okay.
You don't hear it, and you as the operator of the bays can control the pressure. No one's playing with it.
Yeah.
And one thing that detailers overdo is too much pressure. So if you can reduce the pressure, keep it down, 750 to 1,000 psi, but increase your gallons per minute.
Okay.
Since you've got a recycling system, the amount of water you're using isn't really that important.
Right.
Or it is, but I mean,
Yes.
yeah, to a point. But by doing that, by having it in there, by lowering the pressure, if someone is washing their beautiful GMC truck beside another, another vehicle, you guys have a lot of trucks around here. So,
We do have a lot of trucks.
Yeah. So beside another truck with lower pressure, you won't get the mist and you won't get the overspray.
Yep.
So having that lower pressure is something that can help definitely to do that.
It's a great recommendation because one of the things that's really important for me out here is I want to maintain a nice open space.
Yes.
Right. I want it to feel open. I don't want you to have to come and have to navigate around obstacles, walls, or curtains or whatever.
Right.
So I really like that idea. I also it's really important to me too to have a space where I can promote community.
Yes.
So being able to see your neighbor next to you talk to you, hey, how's it going today? Or hey, car's looking great. That's really important to me.
Yes.
Right. And I think whatever I can do to lessen, maintain the level of quality with the washing and detailing experience.
Right.
But lessen obstacles and things that might just be in the way.
Yes.
Or not needed, to your point.
Yeah.
I think would be something I would really want to do because I think I want to keep this as open as I can.
Yeah.
And give everyone the opportunity just to see cool cars across the shop and talk to each other and not have a wash curtain or anything in that that respects. So that's a great recommendation.
Yeah, definitely more lighting.
Yep.
You can never have too much lighting, or almost.
The box of lighting's already here. Don't worry.
Okay,
we
good.
just gotta get it installed.
Okay. Now I notice you have these doors here.
Yes.
So basically, if someone wanted to rent 2 bays with a larger, an RV or a boat or whatever, they could just back it right in here.
You got it.
That's a possibility. That's great.
Yeah. And that's where I think it just provides flexibility. The way these doors are laid out is, you're right. We can pull one large vehicle in. We can open up this one door. You can back in your boat. You can park it sideways here.
Yeah.
There's sky's the limit, I think, for the flexibility this space offers.
Yeah.
To big or small, we can accommodate.
Now you mentioned your office is right here, and
yes,
we'll turn the camera around here. So your office is through that window.
Yes.
Knowing how the other bays work, your office will be a dead space. Very much a dead space. Yep. You'll be at the front counter.
Yes.
And you have a mezzanine up here that right now is cold storage.
Yep.
Basically, there's no heating or cooling in that area, so not a place you want to put customers right now. But eventually, you never know.
Yeah, we have some ideas for that.
A really big VIP lounge could be up there. Getting rid of this wall and making this and that extra storage room, so the extra products, put them upstairs.
Sure.
Making that into a bay by itself, but as an enclosed bay for a long-term project. So someone wants to come in, they want to polish, they want to ceramic coat their vehicle, they're renting it for the day. They're not renting it by the hour, they're renting it by the day.
Yeah.
But now they're closed off from everybody else. So you can actually put a garage door here, or like a barn door or something that's really cute. You can have a barn door sliding on the wall.
Okay.
And by having an isolated bay like that, it makes it a special environment for them. So like a VIP bay.
Yeah.
And also if you're renting to mobile detailers that want to come in, and let's say in the winter they want a space, they can rent it out for a week if they want.
Sure. Yeah. So more of like a clean room kind of aspect, but primarily a dedicated space
Right.
that's kind of off the beaten path of
Yeah.
all of the traffic. I think you described it well. A long-term rental
Yeah.
space.
Not long term for like 6 months, but long.
I don't know. I mean, maybe, I don't know.
If someone wants to pay it for 6 months, yes. But long-term rental and a clean room. So
Yeah.
an example, if you have a PPF installer that they want to, they need to do a job here, out here installing PPF might not be a good idea.
Right.
In an enclosed room with even an air scrubber in it, then that becomes another function of the bays that elevates the possibilities of what can happen here.
It's a great idea.
And for your staff, when you're doing full service, if that's not rented out, your staff is in there doing the full service.
Yeah.
They're out of the way. You can still rent all the other bays.
That's a fantastic idea, and I had not thought about that. So
Yeah.
I like that. I'll have to chew on that some more.
Yeah. But other than that, the space is phenomenal. I love the space.
Thank you.
This is about the same size as our last shop was.
Okay.
And it was just a nice space to work in.
Yeah.
We had 2 doors on the same side.
Okay.
But yeah, it worked. It worked similarly. The floors, you're doing the race deck.
Correct.
Yeah, or Swiss Jacks, or
or race deck. Yeah.
Okay, race deck brand. Okay, so good quality. And the only issue with race deck though is once in a while you have to pull it up and clean underneath.
Yeah, I have a lot. I foresee a lot of power washing in my future to keep these floors clean. But I think it comes with the territory.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's part of it. Being an owner, a franchisee, you basically have bought yourself a job, whether you know it or not.
Yes.
But it's great. We had a franchise system, so I know what it is being a franchisor, and I know the realities of being a franchisee. And being an early adopter of the BAYS, and by the way, if you want a BAYS franchise, reach out to them. They're available in a lot of locations.
Yeah.
But the BAYS franchise to me is a very innovative system, and the people that are behind it really have their hearts set on making you succeed.
Yes, I would agree. I've been, I've actually been part of this conversation, bringing this to life for since late 2022.
Right, because you're officially the first franchisee.
I am. Yeah. So we've been talking for a very long time, and we've gone through the whole motions of saying, "Yep, let's do this," and now let's do the franchise process, and now let's do all the other things that come along with that, and then finding a space and all that. So it's been quite some time, but I will tell you, I've really enjoyed working with the team.
Yeah,
they've got a ton of knowledge. They've got great leadership qualities, and I've been very, very happy with the support I've received. And most importantly, I think they've done a good job of looking at me as also a source of knowledge and opinion.
Yes.
So for me coming in, I kind of get to help define my own space a little bit, which is great because I get to truly live that entrepreneur spirit. So I love that about this possibility of stepping into the BAYS franchise and being a partner and being able to tap into their expertise and their leadership while still having the autonomy to build out this space and really feel like a partner and having a voice in all of this. So I'm really excited, and it's been a really great ride, and it's just starting.
Right.
So,
now, another thing that's just popped into my head. At the BAYS at Wheeling, the BAYS in Romeoville, they have tool rentals. They're well hidden. To me, it's like, it's not something they advertise. It's not something they show. It's not something that they even talk about. It's, we have a dirty little secret. We rent, we will rent you a tool if you want to use it. Are you planning on doing something a little differently with that?
So I am. So for me, the DIY user experience is super important. Feeling empowered is one of the biggest things that I find joy in, and knowing like I can use this tool to accomplish something. So for me, I'm going to do it a little bit different here. We're actually going to put our tool rental in our retail space.
Excellent.
That way, when customers come in, they can see that our tool rental is on the wall, so it appears as if there's access to the public, right? In some cases, with it being out in the bays or other areas, there might be the assumption from the customer that that's only to be used by the BAYS staff. That's not the case. Yes, we will have our own tools.
Yes.
But we also want to make sure too that customers have the ability to come in, see something on the wall, ask questions, and then choose to rent it if they want.
Good.
But I want to make sure they see it loud and clear, tool rental.
Yes.
So it really engages their curiosity as to what do you mean? You have a tool rental? Like that's kind of cool. So yes, my goal is to again keep the tool rental aspect. We're gonna try something a little bit different here, and we're gonna put it inside the retail store.
Good. Now, speaking of kind of cool, I'm a car guy. I see that truck over there. We need to talk about the truck just a minute.
Okay,
Yeah.
that works for me.
Now, looking at this truck, it's beautiful. I love the patina on it. This is your truck.
It is. It is.
What's a bit of the history of the truck?
So the history of the truck is it's a 1962 GMC pickup truck.
Yep.
I got it from my dad back in 2012, and he had it for a few years prior to that. Prior to that, it lived a very long life on a farm out in Colorado.
Cool.
So all the patina, the dents, the dings, all the wear and tear that you see is original patina. This truck has been put to work. So it was out on the farm, and it gained all this beautiful look and feel, and I've just kind of maintained it
Yeah.
since then because I really love that patina look, and I love that I could be able to still keep it shiny
Yes.
and clean, but keep its character and keep everything, the history about it still
Good.
alive.
Now, shiny and clean. That's what happens at the BAYS.
Yes.
But what is the real concept of the BAYS? What's the backbone?
So that's a great point. So the backbone of the BAYS is we offer self-service car washing and detailing.
Right. Without the need to put coins in a machine.
Without the need to put the coins in, right?
Yeah.
We're offering.
Still have to pay.
Yeah. Yes, please, preferably still
Yeah.
pay. So we are do-it-yourself car washing and detailing. We offer a space that's climate controlled. We offer a space that's well lit, out of the elements. And we provide you the tools, the resources, and the community to succeed. Is really what we're looking to do here at the BAYS. So I'm a big believer. My deepest belief is that I believe that better is always possible.
Yes.
I'm always pushing and pushing and pushing and challenging the status quo to say, how can I make that better? And that's really taking me down this path of why I love washing and detailing a vehicle. Because sometimes just as simple as a nice wipe of a towel, you can improve something and make it better. So I've taken that love and that passion for washing and detailing and turned it into this really great business opportunity we have with the BAYS, because the BAYS does the same thing. It allows you to be in a space where you're empowered, you can have a better experience, you can build community, and you can just achieve better. It's
Excellent.
just better.
Now, speaking of better, this started life as a inline six.
Yes.
Is it still have the inline six in it?
It does not.
No?
It does
Okay.
not. Would you like to see?
Yep.
So there was the farmer actually this many years ago. We swapped it over, or he swapped it over to
Yep.
a V8 small block Chevy 350. Since then, I've actually put an entire new motor in, same small block Chevy 350. It's
Yep.
got a mild cam and some new wiring and a new radiator and power brakes and all the good stuff that kind of comes along with trying to make it somewhat reliable
Right.
and drivable and fun to drive. But yes, the motor is not original, but it is unique.
Yeah.
And we've crammed it into this space, which is actually really large, but we've crammed it into a space and put in a different transmission and everything. So
Cool. Power brakes,
correct.
which is nice for this era of truck. That
Yes.
wasn't a standard thing. No power steering though.
No power steering though.
Okay.
And I regret that every time I have to turn it.
Okay.
So more to come on that front.
Yeah. Nice radiator, brand new solid aluminum radiator.
Yep.
So that you've got the full on painless, brand new wiring harness.
Yep.
Front to back.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah. My goal with the
And was
truck-
it painless installing it?
it was not painless installing.
Okay.
My goal when I got the truck from my dad, it didn't run, it didn't drive.
Yeah.
So I said, what can we do to make this start, stop, and steer?
Right.
And that's what we've achieved. Since then we've polished it and cleaned it up and things like that. But a lot of the amenities,
Yes.
power steering, AC, heat, a radio,
Yeah.
a lot of those things are still on the agenda,
Okay.
but they're not here yet. So a lot of it is just getting it from point A to point B,
Yeah.
being able to take my kids and my wife for a ride and then just have a good time. And yeah, it's been a labor of love.
Perfect.
I love this truck.
the burble of a V8. You don't need a radio.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
You're right. There's so much noise. I think
Yeah.
I'd have to have a really loud radio.
Yeah. The other thing that I really like about the Bays, and you can expand on, is you offer training.
Yes, yes. So what's really great about the Bays, again, is we're focused on educating and empowering our customers to do more and to do better. Part of that is understanding how and what to do. So yes, we do offer training programs. We have a large variety, everything from wash basics 101 to interior detailing, all the way up to more advanced techniques like polishing, ceramic coating. So we have a ton of opportunity for training to be able to have someone come in, take a training class. We plan on doing cars and coffee and things like that on the weekends. We'll
Oh, cool.
also be doing training. I'd love to see like you guys come back at some point and offer some trainings when we're doing an event. I think that'd be really, really cool.
Yes.
But yes, one of our core pillars is training.
Good. One thing that might be an interesting concept for you, you're open weekends, obviously?
Yes.
Okay, so have Sunday school.
Sunday school. I like Sunday school. I like that. Okay. I've never
Yeah.
referred it in that context, but I like
Right.
that.
So
Okay.
like early Sunday morning, before church, you're still going to church,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
from 8 till 9, something like that, have a quick lesson for people, for them to be able to come in, learn something, and then if they want to stay and rent a bay after that, great.
Yep.
If not, they've learned, they've spent time with people, building the community, and it's just a nice little concept there. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that's a great idea. I really like Sunday school.
Yeah.
I called it that.
Yeah.
I like that, and I think that was really one of my ideas, which is have those training classes early in the morning, so you can come in, drink your coffee, observe what's going on, or be involved in what's going on too. We
Yeah.
definitely offer hands-on training, but be able to come in, learn something new, and then guess what? If you want to turn around right after that and go rent a bay and apply what you've just learned, great, let's do that. Right?
Yes.
Or you want to walk into the retail space and pick up a bottle of what we just demoed, great, it's right there. It's 30 steps away. You
Yes.
can go get whatever you need. So I love that idea of Sunday school and being able to provide that level of education and training to customers coming into the base.
Sylvie stands in the corner there. Get a more.
Okay, that's a good idea. Should have left it now. It's cooking.
Now, one other aspect of the bays is, I mentioned, throwing coins in. People do have to pay here. Is it just by the hour? Is there memberships? How does that work in your case here?
Great question. So very similar to our locations in Illinois, we do have memberships. They come on a variety of different levels based upon the number of hours that you're looking to purchase and use each month. So we've got different platforms and different memberships as far as that. You can also come in and rent it just by the hour, right? So by the hour, by the day, by the week, by the month.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe long-term rentals or coming in the near future. So we've got a lot of flexibility as far as whatever you need to do, the amount of time that you need. We have options for that.
Good.
So, and again, if you want to become a member, we would love that, and we have options for you as well to save you some money there. Give you some additional incentives as well, like discounts on retail, discounts on training, things like that.
Yes.
Come along with more of those membership packages. But yeah, we've got a ton to choose from.
Yeah. And do you offer like an expert service or a concierge service where you have a staff member helping the customer out?
Yes. So we do have we call it rent a coach.
Okay.
Right.
Oh,
You can
nice.
rent a coach, and you can come in and you can work with one of our professionals. So if you wanted to come in and learn a special skill or technique, and you need somebody over your shoulders to say you're doing it right or you're doing it wrong, or just teaching you how to do it.
Right.
Yes, you can rent a coach, and we'll provide you that service to be able to come in and work with a professional.
Cool. Excellent. Well, I think you've got a great opportunity here. Now, we're recording this the last weekend of March. When's the grand opening supposed to be?
Great question. So, like I mentioned before, everything's moving very, very quickly. Right now, we're targeting the beginning of June is our grand opening. We're really, really hoping that we can get open for business a little bit sooner than that.
Good.
But right now, based upon construction and permitting and inspections and all that stuff, we got to bake in a little bit of time. But
Yeah.
June 1st is really when we're hoping to do our grand opening right around June 1st, I should say.
Very good.
Is when we're hoping to open.
Yeah. This video should be on air sometime in April or May, so they'll be a lot closer to opening than when we're recording this. So if you come by a week after seeing this and it's like, wow, you did a lot of work in a week, know that the construction people aren't that quick. So because I've always known construction, they say it'll be done in June. They never say what year.
Hopefully that's not the case.
No,
Hopefully
no.
it's not the case.
No.
I need it done this year.
Yeah, you're paying rent whether you're
Yes.
getting income or not.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
thanks a lot, Jeremy.
Ivan, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys coming and providing your expertise and checking out the bays, and I look forward to working with you all more.
Before I leave,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask one thing of you. I noticed your brother was in the background there with a camera as well.
Yes.
On the DIY Detail Facebook group, can you put updates? What's happening?
Yes.
Sort of like a little
Yes.
weekly post. What's happening?
I'd love to.
That would be great.
Yep. Yeah, we're definitely, right now we're in the process of spinning up all of our social media platforms. So we will have the Bays Car Supplies Warehouse O'Fallon pages.
Yes.
We'll have all that available. But yes, I would love to do that as well.
Yeah.
Kind of just keep the community up to date.
Yeah, I think people would love to see the transformation and where you started and where you're going, and when you have the grand opening. Hopefully we can be here, but if not, you'll have a lot of good people here anyways.
Yeah. No, I think that'd be great, and I'd be honored to do that. I think it's a
Yeah.
fantastic suggestion, and I think both of our customer bases are DIY users.
Yes.
So I think that we go hand in hand. So I think, yeah, I would love to be able to provide that communication and those updates to your community.
Very good. Thank you very much, Jeremy.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
it. Hey, Ivan, I got an update for you. First, grand opening for the Bays Car Supplies Warehouse O'Fallon is May 31st and June 1st. So, we will see you very soon. Also, I've got a bit of an update since our last visit. Check this out.